everybody, and welcome to the FFC show. My name is Thomas Harkin. Today, I'm joined by Kornelijus Sabaliauskas, the Lithuanian warrior, also the 80 kilogram FFC current 10-ounce boxing champion. He's just coming off a draw with Bradley Couch on our last fight. So I'll hand over to Kornelijus to introduce himself. Over to you, brother.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kornelijus. I am the head coach of Welsh Gladiators, and a fight. We fight. So I can say really, we yeah, we fight.
So yeah, as we said, Korn fought Bradley Couch on the last show, so that we'll open up straight away with that. So firstly, obviously there was a lot of hype behind the show, behind that fight as well, wasn't it? Obviously there was we done interviews and we done all this other type of stuff. So what was it going through your head in the build up?
He pushed me. He pushed. Like I said in the last podcast, like every time I'd see his story training, I'd go in the gym and do like double, triple session. So it was like, yeah, you ain't beating me. You know what I mean? But yeah, he brought like the best and the worst out in me, Brad did. Because I've never been pushed as far as much ever.
Yeah.
In any fights. Like normally the fight when I train, I just prep for the fight normally, but it was more like a mental game also with Brad because I knew he was coming off a couple of good knockout fights. And as we all call him, he's a fucking gorilla. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I knew I have to work for it. I talked the talk, I called him out, I said I want to fight him. And now I had to fucking walk the walk, really. So yeah, we did exactly that.
That you fucking did. I be honest, between the two of you, like obviously I corner you, I work with you, and it's such a it was such a good fight to watch. And I was speaking to Ricky on the podcast last week, and there's a lot of things that people didn't see, like behind the scenes, but like in the changing rooms. I brought it up with Ricky in the changing rooms when Brad come in and I was holding you. Like there's things like that people didn't know about. So
Yeah, I
before
think
we,
you had a hard night that night, didn't you? Yeah.
before we dive into the fight, then right, let's touch on that because I've been wanting to bring this up because I'll be straight, right, and you know me on a personal level, brother. Like I I knew what I was doing. I knew that bringing Brad through the changing rooms. I knew what
Joke you did.
I knew what I was doing,
Yeah, I
and
know exactly what you were doing.
that's why the blue was set up the way it was, right? But like,
Mhm.
what was it like when you first locked eyes? Because obviously, in the weigh-ins, you could see the animosity between the two. Not animosity. Let me
Yeah,
take that back. The intensity between the two of you. So
yeah.
obviously, the
Well,
way.
when we turned up to the weigh-ins, he was already there,
Mm,
and I had sunglasses on. I was like, "Oh, there's the big man." Yeah, we shook hands. We had a little laugh. We were like,
yeah,
"Yeah, fucking, let's get on the weighing scales." Got weighed in. The boys were like, "Yeah, have a face off," and that's when we locked eyes, just gave him that evil smirk I do. And, you know
yeah,
what I mean? And we just kept staring at each other, looked straight into his soul. And I was like, it's on. It's on sight.
yeah,
Tonight's the night. You know what I mean? We both waited so long for this. And now we get to put on the show. Do you
yeah.
know what I mean?
And
And
that's
it
what it
wasn't just a
was.
fight, it was a battle. That guy tested my heart, brother. He tested my heart, will, everything. And I couldn't be more grateful for it, to be honest. It's like I said last time, fights like this test me. And I don't like easy fights anyway.
No,
Um,
no, we don't take easy fights. That's not what
no,
we do.
no.
So as we were saying, right? So the walkout comes through. Brad's fighting out the blue corner. You're fighting out the red corner. You're currently warming up.
Mm,
Bradley's just walked through with Ben, who is part of the FFC teams. Brad's just walked through. But prior to that, Ben actually said to me, he was like, I'm going to give it 5 minutes before I get Brad. I was like, why? He said, because obviously we know what's going to happen when they come in here. And I was like, fair enough, right, cool. But then that moment where you both locked eyes and when he was walking down towards you and you were walking up, you
Mm.
stopped and he kept walking. And honestly, if there's one regret I have, it's not having a camera in that fucking changing room.
Oh, you know what? I was ready to have two fights in one night, brother. I was like, come on in, come test me. You know
Oh,
what I mean? I was like,
man,
you think you can bully me? Let's go now.
it was
After I
it.
start walking towards him.
Yeah, I know. I told everybody I had my
And
hand.
you were trying to keep me keep a hold of me, but I
Yeah,
was just like
yeah.
walking slightly, this casual. Come on in, you. Let's have it now. You know what I mean?
I
Let's have a fight before the fight. Come on in.
I had my hand in the like your waistband, holding your waistband, and I had my arm like on your forearm, and I was like, right, this way, this
Mm.
way. But yeah, like I said, that's one thing that I wish we could have caught. But one of the other sides as well, which kind of like brought the intensity, is we knew the intensity of Bradley. Like we knew that, and like we knew the intensity that you bring as well. Like this is one of the big things that I kept telling people. It was like, yeah, Brad's got that scary, as we call him, the gorilla mentality. I was like,
Mm.
you got to understand. I was like, Cornelius doesn't that doesn't affect him. I said that the mentality aspect. I said he'll match it. I said, you can either come in
Mm.
all nice and easy with him and he'll be exactly the same with you, or you can go the other way and you give him shit and then he'll match the exact same thing. And uh,
Yeah.
and that's what happened. So first bell rings, right? So as soon as we start, as you said, this one, test to do and stuff. So what were you expecting when I know what we were expecting, but what were you expecting when the bell went?
You know what? Like I said to you, first half of the camp, I was like, oh, I'll keep it technical, I keep it straight shots, blah blah blah. And then I watched a couple of his fights and realized that a lot of the fights he's had, the fighters that uh, fight him, they give him too much respect,
Hmm.
and that's where he gets the momentum. So I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna go straight at him. I'm just gonna hold my ground. And if I die in this ring, I will die. You know what I mean? If I die, I die. But he's gonna have to kill me to get me out of there. You know. And the first exchange, I hit him with the left hand as he come in, and all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
That was it then. And then he caught me like 30 seconds in, and just overwhelmed me because you know yourself, it takes me half a round to get used to the range and my movement and finding the target, and that's what I was doing. And I just got overwhelmed a little bit in the first 30 seconds.
But then
And that's what.
this, like you said, one of the things is finding your range and all that type of stuff. And, you know, uh, like you said, everyone respects Brad as well. And that's one of the big aspects that you have going in any fight anyway, is the fact that, like, it's going to take you at least 30 seconds,
Yeah,
to find everything because it's a 14-foot ring. You're
yeah,
85 kilograms. You're wearing 4 ounce gloves, and you're
yeah,
you're over 6 foot, and you're fighting somebody who's ducking under. He's going quite low, so it is going to take you 30 seconds to find your range and
yeah.
stuff. But I'll be honest, when you found your range, it was
That was it.
completely
That was it.
different.
Yeah, I watched it back just now before we started the podcast.
Mm.
And like after he gave me the 8 count, I was pushing fucking Kai away from me. I'm like, let me get my hands on him now. You know what
It
I mean?
was
Because I was like throwing a jab and then leaving the jab long. And then as soon as he stepped into range, I was just fired that left hand.
yeah.
And I hit him. I think towards the end of the round, I hit him with the three right hands, and the third third shot stumbled him, wasn't it? He
Mm.
went, whoa.
This
Um,
this is what I mean, like this is why everyone has got it. They have a game plan, and as you said, they have a game plan to get punched in the face. Like, you take the shot, and it does just kind of go out the window. And especially with you fighting somebody who has got that
Power in it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that explosive power.
Yeah.
Like you have to keep it on the end. Like that was the one thing that I kept saying. Obviously, in the corner, it was, keep
I
on the
couldn't
edge.
hear a word, bro.
No,
I
no,
couldn't hear a fucking word you said. So like,
no.
when he gave me the 8 count, yeah, I was
Mm,
like, I covered up and I was like, right, he's gonna chin me now. I'm gonna go to sleep, sound, you know what I mean? But then he kept hitting me and it didn't hurt, and I wasn't getting wobbled, and I just got a little bit overwhelmed, so I covered up, and I
mm.
covered up a little bit too long, and that's where the 8 count came. But I was like, well, he didn't kill me, so I might as well fucking go for it now. You know what I mean? I just took his best shots and I fucking ate him for
Yeah,
breakfast.
yeah.
So
So
let's go. Now it's on. You know what I mean?
on to round two then. Now this is where you did start to find your feet, and you could start to see it. And one of the things that you've got, which anybody who fights you has always said, is your step in jab, and you use it really well. You come from different sides and different angles where you even throw it as like a like an uppercut jab where you kind of like
Yeah,
pop
but
it
the
out
screw shot, innit?
sideways.
Put
Yeah, the
it on
screw
for the
shot.
middle.
You do that, and you were starting to land these shots, and you're starting to
Mm.
do that.
Yeah, I
But
just found my target. I did. I pride myself on speed and accuracy. Like
yeah,
that's my style. Always work on speed and I always work on accuracy because you can have all the power in the world, but if you can't land a shot, what's the point in throwing it? Do you know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Um, but I
No.
kept finding that chin every time. And I was saying, for 10 weeks, we had a 10-week camp, yeah? We worked on body shots. I swear I only threw one body shot and that was an accident. We just were head hunting, both of us. We just were like head for head, like, whoever comes off first. Like.
And that was an accident.
It was, because I was aiming for his head, but I hit his armpit, I think. Yeah.
Fucking hell. Oh. So to touch on to round two, then, right now, a lot of people who were there would have seen that round two was fucking chaos,
Mm,
and chaos did kind of erupt within round two. So
yeah.
from our perspective, it's just one of those things. It's heat of battle, like Bradley kept throwing, Kai turned, Brad come back.
Yeah.
Obviously, that is what it is. Uh, but like I said, the fight itself lived up to the chaos. Like
Mm.
we knew it was going to
Exactly
be,
what we predicted, isn't it?
yeah, we
Yeah.
knew it was going to be like this.
Yeah, I said blood, chaos, war, and
Yeah,
I was like hashtag this, hashtag that, and it was like exactly word for word.
it
But
was.
yeah, he threw an uppercut right at the beginning of the round, but I think he had his thumb out,
Yeah,
so he kicked me straight in the eye, and my eye literally just fucking, it was gone. My eye was gone. I
yeah.
walked up. He didn't hit like he just hurt the eye, and then he just kept hitting me in it. So I
Mm,
obviously because he's a big boy, you want to cover up so you don't get hurt. Like, but because of all that commotion and everybody jumping in the ring, that 15 seconds brought my eye back to life. So I was like, it's on. And then that's straight after that. And as soon as we went in, you saw the different corn. Then I was just like, let's go now. Now it's on. Like, you know what I mean? I stood with him. I've exchanged shots. We were shot for shot. And I believe I won the exchanges, to be fair.
yeah, because you come to me in between, and you're like, bro, I can't see. I was like, you're fine. Blink
Yeah,
it through. Blink
yeah,
it through.
yeah,
You're
yeah. I was like,
fine.
fucking see.
You're fine,
Yeah,
bro. You're
I
fine.
just
Just
kept
blink it
rubbing it,
through.
and then yeah, as soon as so Kai come and spoke to us both. So he come and spoke to me, and I was like, look, he just poked me in the eye, and I couldn't, I couldn't
Mm.
see. He was like, yeah, I know, but he said try and fight back, or at least, blah blah blah. I was like, sound, and then he come to Brad, and then as soon as I went straight back into it. I could see three Brads. I was like,
Right in
oh,
the
here we
middle.
go. One's in enough, so I got three to deal with now. I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna hit the middle one, and and yeah, and it's just from there. Then I think I won the fight. To be fair.
This we'll touch on that right now. We will touch on that. But I want to go into round three first, right? So
Yeah.
going into round three, you could definitely see now the volume that you were landing. Like you just said about the exchanges, right? Now you could see the volume and you could see the damage that was happening to
Mm.
Brad. You could see around his eyes. You could see, like a hematoma on the top of his forehead. Um, and one of my biggest instructions from the corner was to keep jabbing that eye. And the main reason for was obviously if we could have stopped, if I had a doctor stoppage for a cut,
Mm.
then we would have done that. But what was it like in the third round? Because obviously one of the things that you strive yourself upon, and same as the Gladiators, all of you show it as well, is your conditioning. Now going
Yeah.
into that third round, I could see that you had another 3 rounds in you. I knew you probably had
Oh,
another
I
fucking
had another
7 rounds in
10
you.
though.
Yeah.
Honestly, by halfway through round two, that's when I woke up and warmed up. After the after the eye poke, I woke up and I was like, I could have went carried on and
Mm.
put on the pace even higher. That this is how much Brad pushed me for this fight. Like I barely broke sweat.
It
You
was
know,
it was really good to watch from the outside. I lost my voice, I think, within the first 45
yeah,
seconds.
I think everyone did. Yeah,
Yeah.
my boy Corey, my one of my students, he come up after boy, he was like, Cornelius, I'm gonna have to go home. I can't speak. uh,
The thing is that the reason I go to the third round because it got to the point where you would land and it'd be 3 to 5 shots, and then Brad would throw 2 or 3, you dance away, and then like
mm,
Brad would catch you, and obviously again everybody would land at scream in the room as well. But going into that last round, the energy in that building in Thomastown Social Club, it was electrifying, and
wow, it was
what
absolutely mental.
when there's the photo, the new Facebook cover photo of you and Brad when you turn in towards the crowd and you both got your arms up. I remember standing there, right, and every hair on my body was standing up
Mm.
because it was crazy. It was
Yeah,
crazy.
what we live for, like, we live for
Yeah.
um entertainment, like just like modern day gladiators. We
Now,
live to entertain, and push ourselves. Like,
now, one of the things that you said is winning the fight. Now, me and Ricky Wright spoke about this, so I want to get it from your side as well. Now, the the breakdown is obviously you went down in the first round, so that
mm,
took you down. And then Brad obviously lost the next 2 rounds, which evens it out, and then it gives us the scorecard that we did. Now,
yeah.
how did you find it when it was announced as a draw?
Do you know what I said to Brad? I
What?
said, that just means we can do it again. Oh, and then I was like, and again, and again, and again, and again. I lost my shit. I was just happy, man. I've slayed all the demons that I had.
Mm,
I've, we put them all to bed, you
yeah,
know. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I didn't really care. Like, I went to war. I feel like you might have won the battle, but I won the war kind of thing.
Mm. No, I got you.
In my head, anyway, like,
I
yeah,
got, I got you. Now, that's one of the things. Now, it was kind of like a bit of a you missed out on number 3 because obviously you had was it 4, 5 guys, 5 or 4 on
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
We
you
had a
had a
few
couple
guys
of
like
a
me.
couple of guys out on the last one. So what was
Yeah,
it like coming back? And obviously everyone knows that you're the 10 ounce champ as well. So
yeah.
what did it feel like coming back? And
And,
in
don't like I'm weird. I am. I get nervous a couple of weeks before, and then when it comes to fight week, I'm just at peace. Just I'm just at peace with myself. Like, I'm just ready to go and do the job. I've been here long enough to understand what I'm in for. And we fought against fucking home crowds, and we been like the B side, as you would say.
yeah,
So it doesn't bother me. I was just happy. You know what? I was just happy to see my team um doing amazing. Like, obviously Rui's first fight. Rui's been with me from like last year's summertime, and to see him go out there and show up like he did, it was amazing. He like warmed my heart, man. Harley as well. He was one of my first students, and for him to come out, like, even though he lost, I said to him before the fight, I don't care if you lose. I said I'm gonna be proud of you regardless, because it takes balls to get in that ring, man.
it does.
And when you're 16 years old, and you got to go back to school, you know what kids are like. Um, I was like, mate, as long as you show heart, I'm proud of you regardless. As long as you don't give up, you know.
Yeah,
And he did exactly that. Maybe, yeah, he lost the fight fair and square, but he showed heart. As long as you got heart in his game, we can work. We can improve the fucking technique. We can
exactly.
improve the fitness. We can improve your striking abilities, but we can't change your heart.
No,
We
and
can't.
no, and
You know what I mean?
that's dead on. That's dead on. Now you touched on Rui. Rui fought Bradley Morse from my
Right.
gym, from Apollo, which between the two of them, as we said, just for the two of them to get out there and just put it on, like, and it was quite weird cornering against you, which was
Yeah.
something that we've never done before.
Quite
Um,
funny actually.
there's photos of us pointing at each other in the corner, and
Mm,
but like that's the thing when it like that fight for us, we knew what that was, and it was a display for the two of them. Sorry, an opportunity for the two of them to go out and show everybody that like the work that you put in the gym, that you can be translated into the ring. And being they were only 12, like
yeah,
being so young and having that opportunity, like one of the things that I said on the evening is having that walkout, having Ricky Wright say excuse me,
yeah,
say your
yeah,
name and stuff. That's the experience that you need, because
yeah,
when it comes to your next fight, then you're like, right, I've done my warm up now. I know how to warm up. I know how to handle the day, because it is a long day. When you're there, it is a long day. So it's good to get that exposure at such a young age, And then, as you said, then with some of the other guys, Harley done really well, and then you had Joseph Rooney. Joseph Rooney,
yeah.
whew,
He came in late as well, bro. Like he messaged me and he said, "Look, I want to fight. Can you give me a?" I said, "Oh, there's a fight available on Flow. I want to fight." And he only had like 3.5 weeks, bro.
mm, he's
But obviously he's a fit. He's fit anyway. Like he does all his high rocks and stuff like that. But I was like, "Look, bro, if you want to fight, like I need you in the gym.
yeah, yeah.
Next 3 weeks, I want you locked in." So all we did really with Rooney was just get that ring rust off him. I just threw him in the ring, shark tanked him for 3 weeks, got him comfortable in the ring, done a bit of pad work, couple of PTs, and now he's training full time. Well, to be fair, he runs his own business. So
Hmm.
as we both know, running your own business and trying to get training in full camp, it's hard work. You know what I mean? You got to balance everything. Sometimes, like, and you do get tired. Like, obviously, I'm working with the schools now. I got 5 schools that I work in. Um, and then on top of all that, I got the gym to
Mm.
run as well. So, um, busy. Yeah. So by the time I'm finished and I'm home, it's like 9:30. I start at 7:30. We get up at 7:30. By the time we drive up,
Mm.
we do a full day in the school, then have a bit of food straight to the gym. So it does get a bit overwhelming, but I can't complain because I'm living a fucking dream.
So with Rhondda Rampage 5 coming up, what's your thoughts on anybody from the team that you're going to be putting out? Anybody stand out that you're going to be getting on the show straight away?
I'll tell you what, there's a few who want to fight. Rooney wants to fight, but he said he needs to convince his wife it's a good idea. I was like, yeah, that's the hardest part, isn't it? Of
You,
being a fighter is convincing your partner that it's a good idea to go and have a 5 round war. Like,
yeah, and he definitely put him in for 5 rounds for his next one, because he's got some potential. You
yeah,
know,
100%. I want Rui fighting, but I'm not sure if he's going to be about. Harley's having a fight. Tell you who's the standout. Tyler.
Isla,
You better
yes,
get him a fight, bro, because I've never seen the boy so fired up in my life. I've been trying to get him on for July, but he's just having none of it.
no, I know
And
Tyler.
then I
When
won't even tell you you're fighting. I'm just gonna be like, right, do me a favor, bring your kid just in case. You know what I
just in
mean? Oh,
case.
get on those scales for me 2 seconds. Make sure you're 58 kg. Yeah.
No, Tyler on Rap History, Tyler fought Harry Thomas or Squirrel from
Mm.
KGB, and was a definite standout from both you know, as we've seen a different person, seen a different version of Squirrel, and obviously one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is seeing a new and improved version of Tyler from, as you said, like he's been as hungry. And when me and Liam come down to the gym, and I was talking to him, he told me himself, he was like, I'm going for it, and yeah, I'm
Mm.
excited to see that. I really am, and I look forward to Tyler returning. I do. You know, he's got
Yeah. I look forward to it, man. He basically, I've tortured him through the whole camp, from my camp,
it's not
Rhondda
like
Rampage.
you.
He literally, every time I said, fuck man, coach, he was like, oh, here we go. We go for a 12K run. Here we go. Um, but he stuck with me through like 7 weeks, and then he slowed down last 2 weeks. So, but don't blame him, to be honest, because it got a bit intense. Like, but he had my back the whole time. He trained with me. He done exactly what I did. Um, and yeah, I think he's ready to go. To be honest, so confidence for him it is.
I
He's a perfectionist, like, so a perfectionist is never happy with his progress. He's always want to do better. It's basically a shorter Welsh version of corn dog. He is, because that's exactly how it is with me. I'm never happy with my progress. Never. Always, always think I'm shit until we turn up and have a war. And even then, like I've watched the fight back, and I'm like, oh, I should have done this better. And yeah, but that's what keeps you ticking, innit?
exactly, and then that's the thing that makes us progress and get better, isn't it? You know,
Yeah,
that's the thing. So the next thing I wanted to bring up is the new project that we've just announced that me and you are going to be working with fighting homelessness for, and it's called Hope in the Ropes. So this one's a little bit different. Now, with this, just to kind of give everybody a bit of an insight, it's going to be like a Ultimate Fighter style format where we do a 10-week program where we kind of record the people's progress. It's a 10-week boxing program, and then it's Team Apollo versus Team Gladiators. So myself versus Team Cornelius, and we're gonna do like coaches challenges and all this type of stuff. And one of the things that Korn just said about being a perfectionist, he was like, he's never happy with his progress. I hate to lose. So this is going to bring out the
oh, you better watch out, my boy.
the best in I think the two of us. But
Yeah,
so Colin, one of the things is you've been working with fighting homelessness for a while now. So can you give us a bit of a
yeah.
rundown on what's behind it and what's the mission and stuff?
So the whole idea of fighting homelessness is helping people who are lost in ex users and stuff like that, people who lost their way. So we basically introduce them to martial arts, and basically get them out of the dark place, and give them a purpose, get them healthy, get them fit. And we both know, like, martial arts is one of the best um, stress relief you can
Yeah,
get.
yeah,
And I think what Rob created is something special. Nobody's ever done this. And we started talking because it's like almost 3 years ago now. I started talking to him. I think he was at the beginning of the charity, and I reached out to him. I said, "Look, Bridget needs help. I got a lot of time on my hands at the minute. Um, can I help? Can I, even if it's once a week?" We had a meeting, and then we just went from there, basically. So we work with like the Fodall and all other places, like service users, places. He's now he goes to prisons now as well. There's like sweat out sessions with the inmates and stuff. And we're seeing crazy improvement in people's lives. Like the last 10-week program we did was a Muay Thai program where I got you in at the end. And two guys from the 10-week program got their homes, got housed.
yeah.
The two ladies who were doing it, um, one of them got a kid back. Um, yeah, it's just been crazy. What's the word? See, because I'm Lithuanian, I gotta think harder.
It's a crazy journey for anybody who does
Yeah,
take part in the
yeah,
program.
yeah.
And
And
then,
like what I did was a cool thing. So I got everyone a notepad, and I said, "Look, guys," I said, "before every session, write down how you feel, and then write down how you feel after the session.
mm,
And I don't need to see it. Nobody needs to see it. If this is for you, this is your journey. You write down how you feel, and then yeah, this should help you a bit more." And four guys out of the program now work with fighting homelessness.
yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like just we give people opportunity to get out of that dark place and make something of themselves. Basically, that's how I see it.
And the two that are working for Fighting Homelessness are going to be working alongside me and you
Mm.
with the program as well, which is great. Like, and one of the other points that we wanted to touch on as well is, along with all of the other positive side as well, you had somebody compete. They had their first fight as well after
Oh,
doing,
you know, Cameron, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah,
after doing the program as well. There was exposure through, like the Wales Online come and done an interview with Cameron, and they spoke
yeah,
to everybody
yeah,
within the program as well, just to see what martial arts actually can do. And this is the thing, working alongside a charity like this, it does open up so many, potential avenues for people to come in. And not just that, it's, you meet people, like,
yeah, yeah.
you
It's
know,
crazy.
yeah, you,
Uh,
you meet somebody that you'd never see, or that you'd never speak to normally. And it just opens up this whole new avenue of,
mm.
like, bettering yourself. And I think that's the key point with martial arts, is you're always looking to better yourself, and you're always looking
Yeah,
to,
that's it. You never know everything. Do you know what I mean? This
yeah,
is why I love this sport because there's always something to learn.
every day's a school
You're
day.
never satisfied, and
Mm.
then as soon as you think you are satisfied, you get humbled.
Yeah, very
And
quick.
you get back to work then.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So we'll touch on this program. So as we said, so we're going to be looking to bring a 10-week competitive boxing program. So as we said, me and Korn will run sessions. I'll be running sessions at Apollo Sports, and then obviously Korn will be running sessions down in Welsh Gladiators in Bridgend. And then what we will do then is, as we mentioned, we'll be doing coaches challenges. So with that, we'll be doing little things. So myself against Kornelius, which will be quite, yeah, it'll be quite funny.
I hope
Um,
you're ready.
we'll be doing that. We'll also be doing team sessions, and then one of the other sides to it as well is, like, we're going to be broadcasting the journey as much as we possibly can for people who are going to be getting involved. So you can see
Yeah,
the progress with participants who are getting in there. You can see the confidence building, the
yeah.
community
It's gonna
growing.
be like no episodes. I think it's gonna be like a TV series
Yeah,
almost.
yeah, that's what we said. So we're gonna run with the Ultimate Fighter style, like, format, and we're gonna kind of like add our own spin onto it and all that type of stuff. And then one of the sides that we said about doing at the end of the program, will be doing a interclub session where we have guys compete against. So it'd be Team Apollo versus Team Welsh Gladiators, and having guys compete against each other, just to, in a 3 1 minute round, sparring session and all this type of stuff, just to overcome and see the development and the growth. And that's one of the
Yeah,
things I'm really excited to do. And I want to say thanks to Rob, obviously, and Fight Enormousness for giving us this opportunity, because, like you said, it's awesome to be involved in it.
yeah. Massive big up to Rob. Rob Green, big man himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, great to him, man.
One of the other sides with Rob as well is he's always in the gym himself. So all the stuff that he's making everyone do, he's like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
first
He's doing
person in
it.
there. Yeah,
Yeah, lead by example. Exactly what I
exactly,
said before, innit? Lead by
exactly.
example. Yeah, you gotta preach. Yeah, what's it called? It's like, what's it? I don't worry about it. I forgot it now. Practice what you preach. That's fucking it.
Practice what you preach. There we
Yeah,
go.
that's it. Fucking just went gone.
So looking ahead to Rhondda Rampage 5, we touched on, obviously, guys that we want to get out from yours. What about yourself? I've got a bit of an idea for you, but one of the things that I know I'd like to see, and that'd be you to defend your title.
Yeah.
So are you happy to jump back into the tens?
Whoever fancies a
Whoever
game of punch,
fancies it.
I'm ready for it. Like,
Already ready.
I'm ready for it.
Right. Now, to touch on that, one of the things that Ricky Wright did call was the rematch against you and Brad, which is something that we will work on. But I will say that it's going to be something that we
Let
work.
me know. Yeah, like, fuck's sake, I don't want it, but okay.
We will be working on something along those lines. Thanks to Ricky Wright on that one.
You know,
In it. But
5 rounds, title fight. Come on.
no, dude, I'll be honest, bro. It's like I'm not just a fan, I'm not just a friend, and I'm not just obviously somebody who promotes you. I love watching you fight. You bring it every time, and one of the things that I'll always say, and I think everybody can agree with me, is you are the epitome of a fighter. Like, you'll turn up and you'll scrap, and you will not back away from any challenges in front of you. And like I said, I look forward to your next one, and I look forward to the team that you're developing, because if they keep doing the stuff that they're doing, and coming out and winning fights the way that you are, it's yeah, it's great, man. It's something to keep an eye
Like,
on.
you know, I've said this to everyone, like, when I was growing up, um, how do I say? When I was growing up, I couldn't protect myself. I was a bit of a bitch. Um, so now that I'm growing up, and I'm doing what I'm doing, I promised myself that I would never, ever put myself in that situation again, you know? And this is why I push myself so hard. This is why I do not let anybody bully me or bully anybody. Like, there's a high standard here at the gym. No bullies. Bullies get humbled. And you know what? My last 5 fights have been a bit of a fucking bully shit show, and then we humble them. You know what I mean? Give them a little bit of a humble pie. You know, this is why I fight, man, because I couldn't fight and I couldn't protect my family back then. So yeah, just keep going forward now, man.
I love it. I love it. So, as we said, we were already looking forward to Rhondda Rampage 5. One of the things that, excuse me, that we've got is we're going to potentially look Cornelius to defend his title, bring back Joseph Rooney, bring back Tyler. There's so many of the guys
Yeah,
that.
boys. I think half of your card is going to be Welsh Gladiators.
That's fine with me, brother. You know that. That's fine with us.
Yeah,
And yeah, like I said, I look forward to getting them all back in. Now, Colin, just before we wrap it up, brother, is there anybody you want to give a shout out to?
you've
Any
shout out to absolutely everyone, your team, Welsh Gladiators, Apollo Sports, the FFC team, Ricky for saying my name right. He is the only man who got my name right. Fair play to him. Big up.
I told him
Um,
that. I said that to him. I said we've been to shows where we've gone to walk out and the MC
and then
just goes,
Kornelijus, and that's all you're getting.
"Oh,
Kornelijus,
the best one is corn,
and that's all you're fucking having. Corn.
corn."
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry to cut you off then.
So I'm used to my name being called wrong. To be fair, like I think only 2 or 3 MCs ever said my name right, and I was like once in Leeds, once in Cardiff, and on your show now.
I'm Ricky.
Yeah.
Love it. So, any sponsors you want to give a shout out to, bro?
I always forget them, but let's try it. So Powers Gym, they've been looking after me from very beginning. Corey's Construction, Rooney Carpentry, Cheval's Cleaning, Fighting Homelessness, Flow Fightwear. That's about it. Oh yeah, Lily,
Really?
can't forget
Yeah.
LCR Sports Massage.
That's
Yeah,
your
man.
sports
I
massage.
forgot you. I'm so sorry. I'm terrible. I should write this shit down.
Yeah. It's all good. It's all
We
good.
improvise, adapt, and overcome every time, bro.
Awesome. Awesome. So, guys, tickets for On the Rampage 5 are already on sale on Bokst. one of the things I will say is I know we haven't released any fights yet, but to drop a couple of teasers, we've got the WMO are back. We've got some special fights lined up already. We're just
Yeah.
yeah, we're just waiting on some things just to get everything double confirmed, and we'll get something announced. But as I said, guys, keep an eye out. All fights are now live on YouTube. The full fight replay is there. Go and check out every single fight from the first to the last. All of the Rhondda Rampage replays are there. Go and check out the main event from the last one. As we've said on every time I've spoken about it, it was like something out of a fucking film. But yeah, as I said, tickets are for sale now. Rhondda Rampage 5, they are for sale on Bokst. Just want to say thanks to our sponsors as well. Captured by Jazz, Nails by Sancha, Brad Bailey, Civils, Conks. The new sponsor that we have is Pop Shot, which is a massive shout out. Organic juices, which cannot wait to unveil. We're going to have a stall set up for them as well at the show. We're going to be doing some great little collabs with those as well along the way. So, but as I said, thanks very much, guys, and look forward to seeing you all fight night. Goodbye, everybody.
Oof.
Who's